All right, good morning, everybody, and we're probably going to not drop the camera again in the next few seconds. We did it twice. I hate waking up in the morning. Same thing that's affected my legs is affecting. Well, it affected my arms and my hands earlier than it paralyzed my legs, and it's just a bad day. Just for like fine motor skill kind of stuff. Other than that, the gross motor skill's still there. It's just the fine motor skill that sucks sometimes. I've been picking up, putting away all the job box, the toolboxes for the different stuff. That sand, I got to filter out or sieve out some of the broken elements and stuff. I guess I could use it as it is. It don't matter. Almost to address the chimney thing. I don't know which one will be next, is what I'm saying. I'm waiting on the hoses on these. If I'm done putting up the tools by then, and hopefully I am, it'll be several days, I know that. The last time I tried putting up tools, it was several days, and I still had tools laid out. It was like, holy cow. Before that project, before the sand battery, is what I'm trying. Changing out the tools that I use for the solar rack in the back for changing up the process is what I'm trying to get at. And that's one thing. Buy good tools and they will stay with you for the rest of your life. If you buy cheap tools, yeah, you might get this Thursday or next Saturday or something out of them, and then you're going to buy them again. Buy good. They used to drive my ex-wife absolutely insane because I'd rather do without until I could afford a new tool. And then I would only buy a good tool, is what I'm trying to get at. And, she would go to squealing. Nothing's too good for Big Jane. Oh, my. If y'all don't know, that's like the ultimate insult in the South. That's even worse than bless your heart kind of thing. But that was just who she was. She wanted to buy everything. Not even Chinesium. I mean, like less than Chinesium from Fred's, just so she could run down to Fred's the next day and do it again, kind of thing. She really enjoyed to run, and if stuff didn't break or if there wasn't a desperate need for her to run, then she got put out real quick. Is what I'm trying to get at. That's the deal. To be honest, let's if we're going to be honest, let's be all the way honest about it. She did enjoy to run. Well, because we started here before, and I don't remember how far we got. If the hoses come in for the vacuum, that's the next project. If they don't come in by the time I get the tools put up, which, like I said, could be a few days, because I still got all that crap in there to do. I barely made a dent on the top of the freezer and a little bit off the bottom here. I'll work on the chimney, or I'll work on the vacuum. Neither one really requires tools that I know of at this moment. Either one of those projects is what I'm trying to get at. I think this is about where I'm going to put the little sand battery in its eventuality. One, because the heat from the stovepipe won't hurt it. I'll just put the control box this way. And the stovepipe won't hurt it. It'll be basically in the center of the house, between the halves, so it'll work like the stove does otherwise. And it would be close enough I could run a pigtail from the controller up inside the ugly Iron Man and reproduce what I've already did earlier, just at a scaled down rate. But it would work both, is what I'm saying. This little heater is only burning 335 watts when it's on, and it's not presently on. Oh, you dog! Damn, I did it again. Oh, I really screwed it up that time. Is I lit this little punk to do a air test, and it trashed the... Oh, y'all probably can't see the smoke, but you can see it light up, is what I'm saying. Let it cool down for a minute. Okay, let's get it in front. And you can see it glow. Let it back off for a minute. Yeah. It's doing good. This time I'm throwing it in there because it got the trim on my freezer, man. That was from the first video. That's the second video. Dang, I hate that. I have to get a little piece of sandpaper, see if I can't sand that back into the original trim. Well, is the cap is in right there. We're down to about a half inch, 3/4 inch from the bottom, not being completely cured yet. The gray is moving downward. When it gets there is now you can see the smoke. There you go. Is where is that little dude at? You are unnecessary, my friend. There we go. Is the when that little bit of gray, that darker green color is gone and it's all one homogeneous gray, that's time to fill the sand and it won't crack. Like I said, I've played with these for a long time. In this tool, y'all, just for you know, there's a tiny little hump right here that I'm going to take off, and then that tool gets put away too. but I played with these for a while. You can use like soapstone, but that's high in magnesium, and that has a flash point of about 1200 degrees, which just scares the bejesus out of me to use it for energy storage. But it's probably the densest of all the energy storages. The second densest is pool filter medium. It is called zeolite. Probably the second densest medium. I'm just going to use quartz sand in mine. If it doesn't like do what I'm hoping for, I might add zeolite or something like that. But actually, I was thinking more exotic. And if it doesn't work to my expectations, is dump it out and then dump in like several pounds of copper shavings and chips and stuff like that, copper chip, and mix it up, and then mix it homogeneous, really good, and then pour it back in. Before I go with the cost of zeolite is high, and the other one just unnerves me, the soapstone, because I know the temperature I want to get this to is higher than what the soapstone flash point is, or the magnesium part of the soapstone is, and it's high in magnesium. Probably not. It probably wouldn't make that interaction. But just like these batteries aren't supposed to self-detonate because of their chemistry, y'all, that's what it is. It's the chemistry that, when it fails, it's going to fail epically, is what I'm trying to get at. Don't want that in my house. No way, no. So I'm going to avoid that, is what I'm trying to get at. But the airflow is just about perfect. It doesn't get like insanely stupid. It doesn't, blow your head off or nothing like that with the air. But it's enough to get the temperature up and through and over. That's good. So it should work just along the lines that it was designed to work. It can't suck in. It can no longer recycle hot air. That's another big one of the flaws. I had a comment, I know, and I should address it publicly, is what I'm trying to get at. Is this the cheapest way it could be done? No, it is not. Okay, this is the way that I was kind of hedged into, or whatever. Originally I'd bought a 220 volt inverter for right there. It didn't work right out of the box. I bought this one. It's 120 volt because it would work on the same parameters, the same string setup, the same voltages, same same amperages. You got to that's where you got to do your homework. Is what is your inverter capable of, and what are your solar panels, and balance all that out. Again, I see so many people, they have 57 million solar panels and one inverter, or they have 18 inverters in 3 batteries, or whatever the mix match is. You're wasting your money, you're wasting your time. Maximize what your inverter can do with the panels that you have, and go from that, is what I'm trying to get at. You don't want nothing more complicated than that, y'all. And then just you have have a way to use the excess load. This is only one, and if I had a 220 inverter charger controller, the controlling it wouldn't be this big elaborate box. It would be a tiny little bitty box. And that was the original plan. With 220 single phase, you can regulate, just twist the knob and regulate, bring it, take the voltage down, take the voltage up. They make breakers, well, they're voltage regulators, but they look like a breaker in a box. And you can set that right to the tenth of a volt. If you want to go that route, where it just limits it. I mean, there's a flat-on limit to what it can do. Full current, just no volt, lower the voltage. But yeah, that would have been like a $60 option compared to this. This was much higher, like $40 for the box. I think $10 a piece for the fans, or maybe $5 a piece for the fans. Not a lot. And these are the BDLC, the brushless ones, and not. That's what I was trying to say. Brushless. The controller in the front was, I think, $30, $40, something like that. You can't. I can't remember numbers like that's just gibberish that my brain can't do. If you want like the melting point of this or that shit I can remember, but not gibberish like that. The breakers and that power meter on the side, all together, if you were to buy the stainless steel, that would be stupid. That would be pointlessly too expensive. Is you would really rather buy the end, find a place that makes the pontoon boats and buy the log ends, because they're going to make them. They're not going to like cut them up. But just with an end on it, opening in the tube of like 30-inch diameter, and then another one, or 29, 28-inch diameter or whatever, and another one, I think the biggest one, the guy I'm working with, can do is 33. So that's your limit to how big you can make the inside. Is the outside shell needs to have a good 2-inch gap on each side, because you're going to want to wrap this with kale wool, not this one, because this is not to scale. But it is backed off far enough. I could wrap it with kale wool, wrap it with copper pipe, because these can get up to 1,000 degrees or more. You don't want the copper pipe in contact with it directly. Like this design, if I wanted hot water, is I would have vent holes around the top of the aluminum. I would just turn the same fans on when it was running to push the air up that inside sleeve, heating the copper pipe as needed. If the water, if you're only trying to make 110 degree water, then the controller is going to stop the fans from pushing any more hot air, is what I'm trying to get at. If you need more, then they'll increase. And that was the whole idea. The PID this PID controller here can turn the fans on or off. The programmable logic controller can turn one fan on, two fans on, three fans on, turn them on at different RPMs and stuff. You need 3-wire fans. But the programmable logic controller can even tell you the RPM on the fans. Cool. We got stuff we can make it, is what I'm trying to get at. There's ways to make anything work really well, really trick, is what I'm trying to get at. This is just the better, and I'm, again, free, take it, use it. The copper's the trick here. It brings it up through the medium. The fan is just helping to take that slow air. Like you saw, it didn't like blow it out or nothing like it. Just lit up the cherry on the punk. And that's all you need. Nothing more than that. Just so the air moves. So it doesn't get caught in the top with the heat, is what I'm trying to get at. And will there be a little bit of thermal capture? Yeah, about right up in here. Is there'll be, just like the ugly Iron Man, is that it'll become a chamber, is what I'm saying, like a pumping chamber. The air can't go downward, so it has to pump, is what I'm saying. When the cap is put on, is like if you really, 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 really didn't want this void being up in here, you can take the sand, mix it with water, or even with sodium silicate. Make sure that you line the inside, not the outside, the inside of this with a heavy piece of flashing all the way around. Then pack the last little bit with sodium silicate. Remember that if it's concave, to allow for that. I did, you know what I'm saying? But the sodium silicate's going to make it hard, and it won't like come apart, is what I'm trying to get at. And then you just pound your lid. You slip that, once it's set, you slip that form out, the flashing out, and then the lid will be that same exact, and you can drive it right back in. But remember, don't come any higher, because that stuff makes it like stone. Not like concrete, not like that. But it becomes very hard. You'll take a screwdriver to chisel it, is what I'm trying to get at. You can sand it that way, you know, if you need to shape it or whatever, if you mess up. But that's one way you can fill the void all the way to the top of the tank, is what I'm saying, without like poking holes or nothing to fill it later, because the sodium silicate won't allow the sand to flow anymore. I don't know if I'm going to go all that route, only because I don't have sodium silicate on hand, and and I don't want to order none. I'll probably just put the lid on and call it good. But we'll see when that time comes. What else is there? Well, I dusted everything a little bit, if you can't tell. I even wiped down that lot. It was horrible looking. But I didn't dust down the refrigerator, bless its little heart. But I've just been trying to keep busy, y'all. That's it. And like I said, I got another inch or so for the concrete to cure. Whether it's a day or 2 days, I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take. But it should be about another day, is what I'm saying. I'll keep working on putting junk up. The floors are doing real good. I wish it wouldn't do all that flashy stuff, because I wish you could see that. 83 degrees coming out of the floor, 83.6. And I am barefooted and in shorts and just loving it in here. And it is 19 degrees out there, and no, the stove is still not hooked up. Like I said, that'll be either this project or the vacuum, and I'm really hoping the hoses come in for the vacuum, because I want all this, like all the metal chips and the crap that won't sweep the dust. I'd love to vacuum all that up. And it worked really well when it was on the generator. Since I turned the generator off, December 4th, 2019, I've not been able to use that because it's pretty big. It's like 3 horse. My inverters were not big enough for it. Not the old ones. These new ones can run it just fine. But the bad part is, there's a little filter that will stop this dust, is what I'm saying. But it plugs up in like 2 seconds, literally. Brand new to dead in like a couple seconds. That the caliche, this talky powder, just ruins them little filters. The big filter that's in there, like a truck filter, that little stuff goes straight through it. Like it stops the paper, it stops the trash. It catches it in the bucket. But the dust, it just blows out like a cloud. That's what the 2 hoses are for. So you can put 1 hose here and 1 hose on the inside. This the exhaust. That's the intake. And you put the exhaust hose outside, so it just blows the dust right back out where it came from. About the best you can do here. I think I need another cup of coffee, y'all. We love it. Yes, sir, we do. Okay, guys, I'm going to cut it loose right here. There ain't nothing more to tell. I'm not seeing nothing to, like, peak my nothing. I got more junk to go upstairs. A lot of junk to go back upstairs. It'll take days and days to get this stuff sorted up there. Get it put back where it belongs, is what I'm trying to get at. Started dragging shit out about April something when I started the racks in the back. Whenever the ground was not frozen. That's when I started this project. And I'm glad I got it, and it's done. The racks are finished, and I looked at them the other day. No cracks, no nothing like that. Everything is tight. There's no rust run in or nothing like that from loose joints or nothing. So it's good, is what I'm saying. Batteries are kicking. Couldn't recommend either one of these any more than the other one. Both of them are very good. These are like trolling motor batteries. They're lithium. They have a badass BMS inside, but no connectivity to the inverter without like a battery monitor. And which is not that big, $100 you can get that. But I just use the internal BMS, the Bluetooth on the board to know what they are, and they've worked flawlessly, is what I'm trying to get at. Don't know. If and when I go to 48, which will take more batteries, which I don't have, which I do need. That's the big thing, like I said, balancing the system. I'm battery starved. I'm right at the minute, I'm kind of like solar poor. That's another term from the South, y'all. That doesn't mean you're poor. It just means that you have more of what you need. That's kind of backwards, like bless your heart, okay? just telling you how it is. But I'm solar poor at the minute. I have more solar than I have batteries, so that's why I'm using the floor with this here is one massive battery. And right now, this month, it's not even been a month yet. We are at, now it's that day. It won't shine on it. It does it every once in a while for some reason. There you go, 545 kilowatt hours of energy is what into this floor. And we're about 4 days from a full month. So that's not really bad, y'all. That's like really epically good. That's a lot of energy. That's half of a 4-person, 2,500 square foot house. Big house is what I'm trying to get at. Bigger than not like 4,000. I get some of y'all are just like wealthy, just by the way you talk. You don't impress me. I'm sorry. If you want to impress me by the way you talk, tell me how you took a product nobody's worked with, how you developed products, how you helped industry, how you gave it away for free, how you made videos to help other people. That impresses me. Your wealth does not impress me. Not that much. None. Sorry. My parents had money. They were obsessed with money. That is repulsive to me. I'd rather not have money at all than to deal with that kind of mentality. Rich people, or people that think they can like influence anything because of their wealth, that's less than that. That's how much you impress me, like nothing at all. I'm not impressed by the wealthy. I'm kind of like you want to wash afterwards, kind of with the wealthy. That's how I feel. But if you're wealthy and you want to impress me, donate your money. Donate your money to research. Donate your money to housing centers or whatever like that. That would impress me, is what I'm trying to get at. And not just because I want to make a ranch for like the thrown away people. But I look at for how much cities spend, like Los Angeles, what they spend on 1,000 people or on 2,000 people. The town that I want to build on that ranch could easily support 5,000 people, way more than the multi-millions of dollars LA spends on 1,000 people. And can you move people from California? No, you can't do nothing like that. You can't ship them around. But that is what this Orange Antichrist has in plans. If you haven't picked up on it, a lot of these ballot things or whatever are for cops to use the money any way they want to. Don't vote for that. Don't be fooled by that. Vote against it every chance you get. Because the orange guy, if he hasn't already asked for concentration camps, he's going to be asking for concentration camps really frickin' soon, within the next 3 years. Actually, within the next year, because they have to be built before he run, because he's going to run again, y'all. Unless they arrest him and put him in prison during this term and give us what's even worse than him. I don't like J.D. Vance at all, y'all. J.D. Vance is just a creepy motherfucker. That there's nothing about that couch humping little dude that gets to me at all. He's just creepy, bad. And that's why there are a few of you that say, "Oh, remove Trump," and I tell you flat, "Oh no, J.D. Vance is much worse." Be very careful about what you're wishing for. Yeah, there's a few of them that are much worse than Trump. Not much, but they are worse, is what I'm trying to get at. So, well, guys, we're way over it, and I don't want to just bum you out and keep on rambling. I hope y'all doing good. I hope y'all have a good day. I hope y'all making plans for tomorrow and down the line. Get your life lined out. You'll sleep better. When you wake up, make your bed. At least you've done something. Even if you get right back in it. But make the bed. That's my mom and my dad both used to say that. And I wasn't like a depressed little kid. It was just something that they were old. That's the stuff they used to say. Make your bed in the morning, because at least it's something you've done. So, all right, y'all. Talk to you then. Bye.